Well, hello everybody out there in Atlanta. This is Chris from MajorLegacy.com with another exciting episode of My Talking Head. We finally got another house announcement. I know announcements for Orlando and Hollywood have been kind of slow, but like I suspected, the next announcement that was going to come was going to be a dual announcement, and Orlando was kind of waiting for Hollywood to get their shenanigans together out there on the West Coast because of the Walking Dead attraction, and Murdy did confirm I think it was last Friday, that once the Walking Dead attraction was opened and they had all that stuff taken care of, they were going to announce another house for this year's event. And like I said before, because it was, like I suspected, a dual property, Orlando was kind of waiting for it. They started teasing this stuff last night on the Twitters. Orlando had this interesting pulse thing or whatever. It looked like a heart monitor, and it was doing this pulse noise. And the pulse noise was actually Morse code, and the Morse code spelled out Haddonfield, or Livingston County, which is the home of Haddonfield and the home of this guy right here, Michael Myers. Yes, Michael Myers is coming back to Halloween Horror Nights for HDN 26, and out there on the West Coast for Halloween Horror Nights 2016. I almost said 2014. Yes, the house was here in 2014, guys. But yes, so Halloween is coming back. It's called Hell Comes to Haddonfield Halloween. I'm really kind of curious to see how they do this house, because when I first got word that Halloween was coming back this year, all basically that was described, it just Halloween 2 was basically what I was being told, and I was like, all right, well, that's interesting, because I was curious to see if they were going to actually adapt Halloween 2 or not, because let's be honest, Halloween 2 is not a good movie. As the Halloween series progresses, there's a billion of those movies now, and they're doing another one. And you've got, of course, the Rob Zombie movies and whatnot. But as those films kind of progress, the sequels get worse and worse and worse. The only one that I really find watchable at this point is H2O. H2O is actually a pretty decent film, but the problem with the Halloween franchise is that, like, they're so serious. They take themselves so seriously. And it just doesn't kind of work. It just comes off kind of goofy and cheeseball and whatnot. So, I love Friday the 13th. And what I'll say is that I love that series because it doesn't take itself seriously. Like, as the movies get, as they go into its 20,000 sequel, the movies just kind of they don't take itself seriously. The Halloween movies kind of take themselves a little bit too seriously for me, and I don't really like the series as a whole. I love the first movie, and I love the character of Michael Myers, but the movies themselves, I just don't kind of dig in that series. And Halloween 2 is no exception to that. That movie is just not good. And when I heard Halloween 2, and I knew there was a hospital involved, so with the house, and of course Halloween 2, one of its main settings is in a hospital. I was like, well, are they really going to adapt Halloween 2? But based on what I'm reading on the blog, and I've been kind of prepping this video for a while, so more stuff has probably been addressed at this point on Twitter from Aiello. House locations, I kind of suspect the house is going to be in the Parade Building. That is my guess. And again, he might have confirmed it at this point, but I'm willing to bet it will be in that building. But on the blog, Aiello sort of it's going to be its own interpretation of Halloween 2. They're not really going to adapt Halloween 2 directly, but they're going to take elements from that movie and kind of do their own thing with it. Almost kind of like what they did with Freddy vs. Jason a couple years ago, where it's Freddy vs. Jason, but they kind of added their own spin to it. They kind of did their own thing, which I kind of dig because, like I said, I'm not a big fan of Halloween 2, the movie. So I'm excited about that. Yes, this house has been, or Halloween has been at the event the past 2 years. 2014 was when we had the first Halloween. Is it too soon for Halloween? No, I don't think so. Is it too soon for a sequel? No. I mean, is it any different than, say, a sequel to an original property that was done 2 years ago? Or is it any different than an original property that has 9,000 sequels, up until this point? Like a Body Collectors or Scary Tales or something of that nature. No, it's a sequel. It's a sequel house. This is not an American Werewolf situation. They are not taking the first house and kind of picking it up and just doing it again. They're doing their own sequel to Halloween, which, Hell Comes to Haddonfield. I can't remember if I mentioned that at the beginning of the video, but the house is called Hell Comes to Haddonfield. Which, again, Halloween 2, I don't think Halloween 2 has that. I don't think I have Halloween 2. I have the first Halloween, and I have Zombies Halloween. But I don't think I have. I'll look at my DVDs here. I don't think I have Halloween 2. But Halloween 2, I haven't seen it in a while either. But I don't think that Halloween 2 has that subtitle. And again, I haven't seen it in years, so I could be wrong. But yeah, so they're kind of doing their own spin on it. And I actually like that approach. And I don't think it's too soon. It is a sequel. The house is very popular. Michael Myers is a very popular character. And it does kind of fit. It kind of fits the classic vibe a little bit with The Exorcist and Texas Chainsaw Massacre. Kind of fits that era sort of slasher movies and genres and characters. So it does kind of fit in with that. So I'm not bothered by it. There are a couple of properties this year that I am bothered by, that I know are coming, that I will be a little bit more pissed about when they get announced. But yeah, we are in July, guys. So Horror Nights starts September 16th. So we're getting to the point where they're going to have to start announcing stuff rather quickly. I know some people are getting impatient, but we are, if you compare it to last year, we are way ahead of the game because they've already announced 4 houses, really, because they announced that Chance was getting her house, they announced Texas Chainsaw, they announced The Exorcist, they announced The Walking Dead, and now they announced Halloween. So, and of course we know that Chance is getting her own Scare Zone, so we've got that. We know that Bill and Ted's coming back. So yeah, things will ramp up here at the end of the, coming into August. I suspect that we'll get 1 or 2 more announcements before July is done. I would be willing to bet at least 1 announcement is coming before July is over. So yeah, so we're getting there, guys. We're chugging along. It's almost time, man. We're like 2 months away. Where the hell did this year go? 4th of July was Monday. It's crazy to think that we are now so close. This year has gone by so fast. But anyway, guys, I think that's it. So Halloween is coming. Yay. Michael Myers is coming back. I was very curious about this announcement because I know there are going to be some people that'd be like, oh, it's too soon, it's this and that, blah, blah, blah. I don't think it's too soon. I think it's just a sequel to a house. Yes, the house was done 2 years ago, but I don't think it's any different than, like I said, a sequel house to one of the original properties or a 10th sequel to one of the original properties that, come on. No, it's a sequel to Halloween. That's all it is. It doesn't bother me at all. Is it any different than an Icon coming back the next year, or an Icon coming back 2 years removed, or for God's sakes, all the Icons coming back, 2 years, so close to each other. But anyway, guys, I think that's it for now. Halloween is coming back, guys. I'll talk to you later.